And welcome back to the 5th episode of Man Sharpens Man. As promised, it's back to Man Sharpens Man because, say hello.
Howdy, America, the world, the universe, interdimensional beings.
Our
Hello.
meat body friends that are tuning in. How are you guys? Meat body. I don't know where I heard that, but I stole that from somebody.
Shout out to all of our deaf friends out there.
Yeah. And our blind friends who can appreciate the video feed. We're doing some really cool shit, blind people.
You ought to
And we're
see
saying
it.
we're saying interesting stuff, deaf people.
Yeah. We should. I wonder if there's like a Braille podcast.
A Braillecast.
But then there wouldn't really be a reason for
Have
it.
to-
It'd just be like a book. It'd just be like any other like thing. Cause
It could be on current events, though. That's a good idea. We should put our shit out on like a ticker tape feed where they could feel the as it ticks by.
let's quit sharing our ideas. Let's quit sharing our cash cows
Yeah, that
on
is
the
a cash
internet,
cow.
because these motherfuckers are gonna steal it. Just kidding. We love most of you.
Yeah, we do love you, and we'd like to help blind people out for no reason. No cash involved, just because we've teased enough handicapped people. Now I think we owe it to them.
Well, I know a blind guy, and I've been a dick to him before. So
And I am handicapped in a lot of ways, so I feel like
Aren't
I'm
we
part of the
all?
crew. So once you're, that's why I feel safe using the word retarded, because I am retarded. I think that's the thing. Like, if you feel retarded, Dave, you should be able to use the word retarded.
yeah.
People take offense at that. They're like, my cousin
just-
has Down syndrome.
Or you
I'm like,
should
yeah,
just-
but he's probably not retarded.
Or you should just be able to use the word retarded because it's just a word.
It is. You could. It's like a way you want your eggs. You know who's retarded? And I told you we were going to talk about this faggot. It's Friday, and fucking Brock Turner is getting
Friday.
out of prison. I know it's a good Friday for him. Or getting out of jail. He didn't even go to prison. He went to county jail, Dave. He raped
Yeah, he did 3 months.
3 hard months. Oh
That's-
my goodness.
The guy who hit me, backstory, I was hit by a drunk driver, but the guy who hit me, did you pause it? Oh, you didn't pause it. The guy who hit me, he only did 3 months.
Our criminal justice system is quite a thing.
Quite a strange thing.
It's easy for me to bitch about it because I'm one of the cracked eggs of the criminal justice system. You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, so I've always considered myself just a cracked egg. Boo-hoo. But now I enjoy my crackness and I'm sharing it with you, America. So what else are we
So
going to...
Brock Turner's getting out of jail
Yeah,
today.
piss on this Brock Turner. I want to talk about him just so I can cuss him out. Like, I don't want to give him too much play, but he is sucky. Like, that is the worst crap. Like, the rape shit in America, Dave, it's fucked up. Like, the way they penalize them. When I was in the joint, like, the tree jumpers, the pedophiles, they ended up with the least time constantly. And the judges that sentenced them would always chalk it up to, they would try to act like they would, there was some question of the guilt or innocence, and that's why they would give a light sentence. The jury or whatever has already determined the guilt or innocence. And it's a bunch of shit. Aaron Persky was the name of the stupid judge, too, that gave him such a little bit of time. And it's like, judges are not educated, Dave. Like, I'm going to rant for a minute, not be too funny, but judges are not very educated on the time that they're giving prisoners. When I was sentenced, the fucking judge that sentenced me said, I'm going to give you 11 to 20. And, well, he didn't say it like that. The fucker, he wanted to throw a little bomb my way, and he said, I sentence you to 132 to 240 months. When you hear a number like that, Dave...
Some mental gymnastics.
Oh, yeah, you are doing, it's like, I was pretty good at math. I was pretty good at math at one point. And that problem isn't hard, 132 divided by 12. I think we can all do it. It's 11. Try doing it when you just had it rhymed up your ass. When you had
When you're wearing
11,
orange.
yeah, when you have 11 in your ass, it's harder to do math. So yeah, but the judge had no idea how much time I was actually going to do. I read the newspaper after I was in. He sentenced the guy to natural life, and he was quoted in the newspaper saying this guy will probably be out in 6 to 7 years. Apparently the judge had never had an education on how much time a person actually does, which seems fucked up. Hello, Cake. Joining the podcast is our cat, if you can hear it. Get out of here. But yeah, judges suck. We knew that.
Prosecutors suck too.
Prosecutors suck too. Why do these people suck? Why are we... we vote them in. It's a nonpartisan thing. It seemed like it'd be a good thing, but... I don't know.
Well, it's the lack of people voting. That's what it is. Because, if you look here in Michigan, up in Otsego County, Mike Rolla, county prosecutor up there. I mean, goodbye, Mike Rolla. See you later, sucker. But, you know, he has, you know, sentenced a lot of people unfairly about marijuana, medical marijuana. Not like, oh, I'm a person growing marijuana because I'm just growing marijuana, but it's like, hey, I'm growing marijuana because I'm helping someone with cancer, and I'm helping someone with MS and shit like that. But I'm gonna raid you and steal all your shit, and even though that's my rant, I gotta
I
stop
feel
before
like
I get angry.
what the fuck? This guy's name is Mike Rolla.
Mike
If I'd have
Rolla.
grown up with a name like Mike Rolla, I'd be way more successful. I believe. I've thought before, like if I had a different name or a different height or maybe or something. I've thought a couple of times my life would be different if my name was different. But Mike Rolla,
Mike
and you
Rolla.
don't like weed?
Well,
If I was in high school, I'd be like, Mike, roll a joint. Mike, roll a joint. Like that.
Well, you see, his wife is
Damn, she looks like him.
yeah.
Oh, good God. He
No,
brought
it's
up
not
some
his
pictures of Mike Rolla and his
No,
wife. They look like
I'm looking
twins.
for something, but
Oh, well, whatever
but,
woman he
but
was
his
standing
wife
next
actually
to.
works for the pharmaceutical company, so
Oh, well,
he's literally in bed with the pharmaceutical companies.
isn't that convenient? And the pharmaceutical companies apparently look kind of like a man. They look like a man. Mike Rolla. Well, I'm glad he's out. I'm glad he's out for sure. Mike, roll a joint and relax your asshole about that stuff. Give people like Brock Turner some time. Jesus Christ. We need the criminal justice system revamped. Got stupid Trump always just talking about building the wall.
Building the wall. He was
Build
just
the wall.
in Mexico.
He called it when he was in Mexico or right afterwards, he called it the Great American Wall, like the Great Wall of America, I think he called it, almost like the Great Wall of China. And it's like oh my God, they built that to keep the Mongoloids out, like, or whatever, the Mongolians, the Mongoloids. Keep
'Cause
them
those
Dow
damn-
syndromes.
Those damn Mongolians tearing down the shitty wall.
They are.
Yeah.
But, oh well, he can do whatever he wants if he ends up being president. I don't think he'll be putting too much time into building the wall.
I
though.
liked how he was just in Mexico, and he was very like calm and like mild and very opposite of what he is. And a couple hours later in Arizona, and his first thing, he's like, "Within my first hour of office, I'm gonna deport 1 million people."
Well, it's kind of like when you're a McDonald's ordering in the ghetto. You're not like, "Hey, give me a cheeseburger, nigga." I mean, we're white for a point of reference. You keep calm in your surround. You don't say the wrong thing in the wrong place. If you're in the hood, you say the right thing. You act the right way. If you're in
Yeah.
Mexico, you better act right. Them cartels will. I'm surprised he lived through that shit. I expected almost something bad to happen when they said he was going to Mexico. I thought, oh boy,
Yeah, I mean,
probably gonna
that's why he had to be so calm, so he didn't get fucking sniped.
or raped.
Yeah.
Remember, he said there's a lot of rapists down there.
Yeah,
A
a
country
lot
of
of drugs,
rapists.
a lot of crime.
Rapes.
They're worst.
Millions of rapes in Mexico, and they're probably all getting off down there like Brock Turner. Rape is just a pestilent thing, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
It's in the news too much. It's a real downer. Let's not talk about it no more. We're going to turn the rape off for the day. Let's not talk about rape no more. Let's talk about, who I seen on the commercial today, Dave? Fucking Shaquille O'Neal. Yep. Selling
Pretend
out.
I'm not looking at her notes right now.
Yeah, he's selling out. He's selling out, joining the General for a great low rate. You can get online. That General guy,
Yeah.
the white trash guy. Yeah. I knew you knew what I was talking about.
The Confederate Southern person who lost the war, but he got kicked out of the Civil War reenactments, so he had to sell cheap auto insurance, but he can only sell to certain people because only certain people will buy auto insurance from a racist man who can't participate in the Civil War reenactments anymore.
He looks more like a midget colonel to me. He looks like the midget Colonel Sanders kind
He's
of.
like Napoleon Sanders.
Yeah, Napoleon Colonel Sanders, and he's got. I think that's the reason Shaq jumped in the car. Is he thought he was doing a chicken commercial. He thought it was little Colonel Sanders there. Everyone's short to him, so he didn't even notice. He's just like, oh, it's the white Colonel Sanders. I'll go get me some chicken breasts. I don't want to be racist. I'm not trying to be racist, America. I'm sorry. I love chicken too. Like Dave Chappelle said, you ain't black because you love chicken, right? I mean, I don't want people to hate me, Dave. Don't hate me, America. I voted for Obama. I mean, I would vote for another black president too if he had any sense.
Me too.
Me too. Who'd you vote for? Who are you going to vote for this time, Dave? You didn't even waste your time going down there. People get upset when I say that. I noticed that I I just said it, just joke. I shouldn't even talk about political shit to my family, but I was just joking around the other day. I said, I'm not even going to go vote. They came unglued. They came unglued.
Man, they lost their shit.
They lost their shit. They really want me to vote. They don't care which way I vote. They just want me to vote. They said it's super important.
Vote.
Just vote. Rock the vote, John.
I mean, it is important, but once you get so deep into it, like 2016, you know, everyone's getting fucked over. I mean, I don't want to like discredit it, but no, there is fuckery afoot.
There
indeed.
is.
And it's very disheartening to see our country with so much fuckery afoot.
It is so weird. We're too sensitive as a country right now is the biggest problem. We're too sensitive. We're like tripping over ourselves. We're getting too liberal. And I'm a hippie, and I'm saying we're getting too liberal. We're too sensitive about everything. Today in the news, I noticed that Georgetown, the college, is given special privilege if you can prove that you was a descendant of a damn slave. What do you think about that, Dave? Were you a descendant of a slave? You can get into Georgetown pretty cheap, I think.
I mean, we're all from Africa.
Some way. I
Yeah.
bet you some of your family was enslaved at some point.
Some of my family was enslaved to the casino,
To the role reversal. They get,
to the riverboat.
those Indians get even once in a while with the white man with his casinos because they hook you up. They hook you up. I tell you one thing about the Georgetown giving the money to the slave descendants. One thing that's definitely going to do. Those G hoodies, those are going to start selling in the hood even better now, I bet. I can see that. The Georgetown Hoya hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Their logo, their merchandise is going to go through the roof. That's probably what this was all about, just a merch move.
Yeah.
Like
All
it just,
marketing.
I mean, how long ago was slavery? How would you prove that you were a descendant of a slave?
Ancestry.com. But I get, yeah.
I mean, how do you prove they were, I don't know. They probably kept some kind of records, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
Because I don't think you can just be black and be like, look, I'm black, I'm a descendant of a slave, because you could have moved here or something.
Yeah.
Or been like a free person. I don't know. I feel bad for the actual slaves, but I don't feel bad for the people now. I really
Yeah.
don't.
It's like that Minor Threat, the band, guilty of being white, you know?
Mm-hmm. It is kind of that way right now. I do feel that way in America a little bit. Not that I have a problem with black people. I love black people, but I just don't like the way the media is doing everything.
Yeah.
They got the wrong stuff in the media. They need to put man sharpens man in the media. Dave, we should be on like Fox News. Our opinions is...
Fuck.
You know you'd like to be on there. You know who I found out is on there? That Dave Smith. He's like a comedian. You ever hear of him? He's on Fox News.
There's a guy from Traverse City who's on, or he was on Fox News. I don't know if he still is, but I guess he started doing comedy like way back in the day before he got deep down that rabbit hole and started drinking the Fox News Kool-Aid. But he's from Traverse City, so the last comedy festival, Winter Comedy Fest we had, he was up here. I talked to him. He's kind of a douche.
Yeah, he's probably like a narc now. He's investing, just trying to undercover.
Drives a Beamer,
Yeah.
you know. Fucking Beamer.
I mean, I would drive a Beamer if I could afford. I can't lie. I mean, I don't want one. If I got one somehow, if I carjacked the right car and was able to own it somehow. That's the problem. Why do people steal fucking cars? I've known a lot of car thieves, Dave, and I've always wondered, what do you steal a car for? You can't own that shit. Like, what are you gonna do with it? How long can you drive it for? A week, or two?
Sell it
Sell it
across
to?
the world.
Yeah.
That's
Who has that connect that's actually stealing? Have you ever watched Bait Car?
yeah.
Yeah.
Shut
You
it
seen
off.
them guys? You think they got international connects?
No,
No.
but they have chop shop connections.
They might have a chop shop connection. Well, if you got a chop shop out there, don't get a hold of me. But if you do want to sponsor Man Sharpens Man, get a hold of us at mansharpensman.com. Because we don't got no sponsors, Dave, and we could use some.
Do we have a website?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no, I haven't. The website is not up yet.
Your email.
You're going to have to go to mansharpensman77 at gmail.com. The website is coming. I'm working on it, but it's not up yet. So just check in once in a while for mansharpensman.com. I mean, I got the domain name. I just haven't finished building the thing. So,
Other social media soon to follow.
yeah, we're working on. Maybe we'll get a Twitter so
This
we
is
can say the.
episode Cinco, episode 5.
Yeah, and we're already this good at it, Dave.
Yeah, we're fucking
We're
professional.
professionals. We should celebrate our 5th episode.
Cash
with it.
in that check.
Cash in the check. Get a hold of us and support us somehow. Send us something. If you don't have a product, you just want to send us some money, that's fine too. get a hold of me. I'll tell you how you can send me some money.
Did you hear about, speaking about money, did you hear about the Apple? They got fucking busted by the EU, the European Union.
The Apple company, what do
Yeah.
they do now?
Because they had like a shell company in Ireland, and like the tax rate in Ireland is like 12 or something like that for like corporate. But so they had like a special deal, so they were paying like 0.005%. So it was something like for every million or $1 billion, they're only paying like $50. I know those are two very different numbers, but for us, they're the same fucking thing. We'll never have that much money.
Hell no, that's crazy. They do so well, and they still got to cheat the system. I don't understand. Like, it had to be a lot of people involved with that almost to set that up and everything, and not one person was like, "Wait a minute, we're Apple.
So
We don't need to do this."
The European Union is charging Apple, what is it? It's something like 15 billion. It's like $14.6 billion to make up for their taxes.
Holy shit! Well, they're coming out with the iPhone 7 soon, so they got it. They'll be fine. But why the fuck do you cheat when you're doing so good already? That's so stupid.
That is the mystery.
It is the mystery. I understand when there's a motive, but when you're a billionaire already and then you're fudging your books,
Just want to collect more billions faster.
it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Where does your motivation keep coming from? I mean, I guess maybe one day I'll know, but I don't think so. But goddamn, I just don't understand where the motivation comes from, Dave, to do that.
Me neither. Me neither.
It's just them big companies. Those big companies are kind of shitty, and they're in control of a bunch of stuff. They're in control of the government in a lot of ways. The companies are the entities that control a bunch of shit, and it's just the way it is, kind of. I was thinking about it the other day, and it's like these companies, they're almost just like a being unto themselves when you think about it. Like they almost have control of
Well,
themselves.
Citizens United.
Yeah, so it's
they kind
almost-
of are people.
Because I feel like the Apple company probably, like, there's people that knew that shit was wrong, but it was like almost the company that did that shit. Like almost the company is an entity of itself, because it's like the company's object is to make as much profit as it can and seek out that way. They thought they were in the right. They didn't think they was in the wrong. There was lawyers and shit involved in this. This wasn't like, me and you going and working for a guy for cash and we know that we shouldn't and blase splee. This is like, they thought they were doing the right thing. They had lawyers and
Did
bankers and shit involved. Well,
Well, I
they
mean,
probably will at least
they
claim
had
that.
They had their asses covered because they were lawyered up.
Exactly.
I don't know if they thought they were doing the right thing.
Well, they thought they were safe, if nothing less. Maybe not the right thing, but they thought it was a safe way to make a little extra cash.
A little extra cashola.
A little extra cash, but you need Apple. If we didn't have
What are you
Apple,
gonna
we
do?
wouldn't have all of our cool shit that we got now. Like the iPhone and the iPad and the this and the that.
MacBook Pro.
MacBook, everything with a little bit Apple out of it.
I
pretty-
have a MacBook.
I'm very addicted to technology, I can't lie. I never thought I would be, but it's definitely hooked me. It's hooked me. Apple's got me. They're a good company. So I kind of feel bad they got fucked. If they had that money, that goes to product development. And we're getting there. We're getting to where there's going to be some VR and some crazy shit, Dave. And I'm not rooting for Apple, but really, look, that's where it's at. The
That's
more money.
a category on Pornhub, the VR.
Oh, I know. I've been listening to Duncan Trussell talk about VR porn. He said that it's like you can look around. You can just be up in their shit. You can just get right down in the wet spot and just watch it happen, or just stare the dude in his eyes or the chicken right in her eyes. You can just be right in the porn scene. You can look behind him and see the directors awkwardly standing there, doing whatever they're doing. You can see the whole fucking scene. Isn't that crazy?
I tried watching some of that VR porn. Just being real with you guys, we watch porn because that's how we survive the world.
Not together. We never.
No, not
we're not
together.
sharpening swords like that.
Yeah.
But we do compare notes once in a while and try to turn each other onto a good piece.
But I couldn't watch the VR porn. I think you have to have like a a system.
The headset.
Yeah.
Oh, you were just doing the move the
Oculus.
screen, that kind of thing.
No,
That
it's just
VR.
on my laptop.
Oh,
It's
that's
on
not VR. You
private.
gotta wear.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand technology. I barely understand this MacBook. I probably primarily use it for email and YouTube, but I'm trying to do smart shit with it. I'm trying, okay, world?
Hell yeah.
I'm not a fucking hipster. Get off my dick.
Yeah, one of these days he's gonna use this thing to get this man sharpens man in one more portal besides just YouTube. We'll be in more places and easier to listen to. But right now, this is all we got. So hopefully you're happy with it. But soon we'll get better. We'll get better. But
We're
that virtual,
trying, America, the world.
the virtual reality porn, Dave. I tell you what, I heard him describing it very intently. And the weirdest thing is, he's always trying to like get. I mean, I guess I would too, but he's always like trying to get his friends to watch it. And it's like, you don't want to watch porn when someone knows you're watching porn. There's a certain bit of shame that you want to keep to yourself. But you
Well, I
can't.
mean, except for when you're like 10, 11.
Yeah, then
you
it
know.
is more fun to jointly view it.
Yeah, because you all gather around the same dirty magazine you found in the woods.
You know where you can find a lot of dirty magazines?
In my dad's shed when I was a kid.
And your dad is a preacher,
But no,
shame.
no, to be fair, okay. I can't throw my dad under the bus like this. It was my
They were your
uncle's-
mom's?
No, it was my uncle.
No.
Right before 9/11, my uncle came up. He's from Indianapolis, so he came up just to hang out and shit, and he brought a bunch of his shit up with him. I don't know why. I was younger.
He's not an Arabic fella, is
no,
he?
No, he
Oh.
looks like me.
Well, you look a
But
little
he
Arabic.
brought this like tool shed or this like tool chest, and
It was chock right full.
yeah, there was a selection.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah.
The uncles are always good for that first little porn. I don't remember my first porn. I remember my first non-P related boner world, since you're all dying to know what that was Rock the Cradle of Love, Billy Idol. That music video was, man, that music video was something else. I loved that music video. But you know what, Dave? I'll tell you where the best place to find some porn is besides your uncle's shed. If anyone wants to find some free porn, when I used to be on work crew, we used to have to pick up the trash on the highways and shit. I used to find so many porn magazines and dildos and shit on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
I think the truckers are throwing it out the window after they stick the good pages together. They just...
oh, yeah, I mean they can't have a gross magazine on board.
Why not? It's
What
just
if you
them.
get pulled over? What if you get searched?
It's not illegal. I guess it's
No,
just
it's not
embarrassing,
illegal,
but
it's just having your jizz rag magazine.
those things are
sitting around.
expensive. I don't know what they cost
They
now, but
are.
they used to be like four. They probably are more expensive with porn
Yeah,
being
I mean,
so easy and
fucking
cheap.
Regular magazines are expensive.
They
Just
only
think-
sell 10 of them. They have to
Yeah.
charge $8,000 a piece. Or I mean, who's buying paper porn anymore? But it's still for sale. I still believe that it's on the side of the road. It's been a while since I've had to pick up a highway. Knock on wood, whatever you got to do. But yeah, it's been a while since I've had to go pick up a highway, Dave. But I know there's a lot of porn mags out there still.
I picked up a highway last month.
Oh, would you adopt a highway? A little?
Uh,
Oh, you
yeah.
adopt a little highway. Was it like a Asian highway? Was it
It
a
was
little
a-
black highway?
It was a Benzie County highway with Benzie County normal.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
so a
Normal, if
bunch of-
anyone doesn't know. What is that? Do you know what normal stands
It
for?
stands for the National Organization for Reform of Marijuana Laws, roughly.
Yep, I think that's what it stands for. It's not normal spelled normally. It's normal spelled
NORML.
abnormal.
NORML.
NORML.
National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana
Yeah,
Laws.
so just remember that it's normal spelled abnormally, and that will help
way.
you to help them. But yeah, that's kind of cool that you adopt a highway with them, Dave. That's
Yeah.
nice of you.
Actually, Monday, Labor Day, I am going to be walking across the Mackinac Bridge with the Michigan Normal people, hopefully.
If people listening to the show didn't know, my good buddy Dave had a fucking asshole of a drunk driver smash into him. So he uses a little medical weed to take away the pain in his foot indeed. So he's a supporter of it for good reasons. And he's also just a hippie. I feel like he would smoke weed without his injuries, but whatever. You would, wouldn't you? You'd
Oh, yeah.
smoke weed. Yeah, of course he would. But whatever. We all have a reason. Whatever. They made it be medical. They made it that way. They know what we're doing.
Yeah, fucking Michigan Normal. Hopefully, Michigan will be joining the legal states this November.
Well, we'll see if we can even get it on
Yeah.
the ballot. They're fighting against it. Shooty,
Yeah, there's-
shitty.
Shooty, fuck Shooty, fuck Schneider, fuck
Fuck them.
Rick Jones,
Exactly.
fuck. I can't think of more people, but that's more than the average person my age would know.
Yeah, if
in
you're
our state.
if you are a reptilian out there trying to oppose weed, fuck you. Basically, is what we're trying to say,
Fuck
right,
you,
Dave?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your one card pony trick shit. Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah, leave us weed alone. Leave us alone. It sucks.
bastards.
I'm glad I got you to rant with Dave. I'm glad Dave is my new, like Dave is, you guys know, man sharpens man. Dave, told him earlier, he's my new bitch friend, ain't you, Dave? He's my bitch friend.
So-
I can call him bitch, and he knows that I don't really mean he's a bitch. And that's a big thing when you get that friend like that. I like you, Dave, for that. I like that we can kind of shit talk and insult each other, and he never takes any kind of thing for it. But when he's shit talking these weed people, he means it. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you.
But when you hear Dave tell me to fuck off, he just is saying it playfully.
Yeah, did you see this? The DEA or the Justice Department said that federally. Did we talk about this already?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. If not, throwback.
Yeah, we didn't
But-
talk about it, but you did kind of offhandedly mention it, but I didn't catch all of it.
the
I was
Department
reading while
of
you were talking.
Justice- Yeah, the Department of Justice said that if you have a medical marijuana card, which I proudly do, that you cannot own a firearm. I don't need a gun. There's nothing I need to accomplish with a gun that I can't accomplish already.
Like a piece of me just wants to tell him, good. You know what? We don't use guns. We're stoners. That's our whole point.
No, there's
We're peaceful high-ons. We just
Yeah.
want to sit around and smoke our weed. We're not, like, let the guns be for the crack dealers and the coke heads and shit. We don't use them.
You
Get
know-
yourself some Xanax and get a gun. Get some Adderall. Take a bunch of Adderall and own a gun. That's a good idea.
you know, I do a lot of walking. I don't own a car, audience, so I walk around primarily to get around. And occasionally at night, I'm like, you know, this is kind of. I'm a nocturnal.
You fucking
being.
limp around.
Yeah,
He limps.
I gimp
No, I'm fucking
around.
with you, Dave. I love you, Dave. I love you,
I
Dave.
gimp around, and at night, sometimes I'm like, man, you know, like something to defend myself would be good. But then I'm like, you know, if someone comes up to me and they want to fuck with me, I'll just pull out my bowl and be like, hey, just take a hit of this and leave me the fuck alone. You know, like that's my defense mechanism. That's what I'm riding on.
I feel like it kind of works. I mean, they might take your whole stash in the end, but it's still worth it. It's not that
that's why you
bad.
just don't carry a whole lot with you
Yeah.
at one time.
Just that one. That's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. Just always keep enough for a bowl on hand, and you know.
Just blaze them up. Peace.
Yeah.
Just be peaceful, brother. Here,
Yeah.
smoke this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan, Dave. I like it.
That's my defense.
But we don't really need guns being potheads, but it really does suck that they're being like that. They're just trying to pick. They pick. I had just my I don't even know what to say. She's like a friend. She's not really a friend. But her son-in-law got a tree dropped on him out doing tree work.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's got his medical marijuana card, but when they dropped him, P-tested him, the insurance company, he failed. None of his medical bills are being covered by workman's comp
How
or
long
nothing.
ago was this?
It just happened.
Just happened. Wow, that's shitty. Because I know in Michigan here, they recently passed the thing, if you get fired, or like if you take a drug test, or you get fired because of marijuana, or you get fired at all, because if you have a medical card, you can still get unemployment. So.
Oh, they did finally make it so you could
Yeah.
get some. That's because they just didn't. They're trying to make it fair here and there. I guess I didn't even hear about that. See, I give you
They're
guys
not
a little
really
credit.
Trying. They're
Yeah,
not
they're
really
trying.
trying.
Sometimes I don't think the government's trying one way or another. I just think it's just luck of the draw almost. It just seems sometimes so random.
To the highest bidder.
I mean, they know. I mean, it's so like there's weed on TV. There's weed everywhere you fucking look, and it's like. Leave it alone. Why are you still arresting it? Why? I mean, if you're gonna arrest it, you should almost be watching TV, and every time a rapper talks about it or someone does it, you should
Every
be trying to
time.
go after it.
Every time Wiz Khalifa comes up on
Yeah, you should just
MTV,
you should persecute him like Jesus. I mean, Jesus Christ, just leave us alone.
that guy was hung.
Jesus was hung.
Oh, that was stupid.
No, he wasn't. He was on the cross. Oh, he's hung on the cross.
cross.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Kaboom!
Kaboom! We're gonna tell a couple offensive jokes today. No, that's not that offensive.
Oh, I was on.
Jesus would like that.
I was on the Microbrew Music Festival last weekend.
Cool.
Yeah, in the silent disco tent.
Silent. I talked about that a little bit. The silent disco tent. What, that was for your 3-year anniversary, or
No,
was that just on the
wasn't
same
for the
weekend?
That was just it happened to be the same weekend. But
Ah,
it was up here in Traverse City. We have this thing called the Microbrew Music Festival, and they have this thing that operates inside of it called the silent disco, and it's just basically DJs, spinning their iPods, playing hip hop and whatnot. So they had silent comedy during the silent disco. So you're up on stage. Everyone is wearing wireless headphones, and I had to wear headphones up there too because there was no monitor, so you couldn't hear yourself. You didn't know how loud. But it was weird because by what color their headphones were switched on, you could see what channel they were listening to, and it'd be obvious because there'd be people just like dancing.
you know they're not dancing to your
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah, it's like I know I don't have that good of a rhythm going on right now.
Yeah. Can't dance to, oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Bullshit. I just taught my grandpa with Parkinson's how to shake. Like, that's not really a dancing tune. It's a good joke, but not a dancing
It was a fucking
tune.
weird gig. We did it Friday night and Saturday night. Saturday night, that was at Studio Anatomy, downtown Traverse City. Falling Downstairs Productions has been doing comedy in the studio for 3 years. That's what that show was for.
Studio Anatomy. That sounds
Studio
really
Anatomy.
weird. Sounds like where, like, Hannibal Lecter would cut people up or something.
It is in the basement.
It is? It's got a
Yes.
weird-ass name, too. That sounds like some Dexter shit. Studio Anatomy.
It's a nifty little place.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I've never been in there, and the name is weird to me,
It
so I had to
is- it
point
is a weird name.
I point out weird stuff. It's the
Brian
weirdest.
Chamberlain is a weird guy.
What is that place? What is it exactly?
It's
Studio Anatomy
Studio
is
Anatomy is a performance space, recording studio, and then there's like a couple other little offices.
Gonna have to check it out.
There's a couple other little offices. I know there's like an art studio in the back, and then there's.
We're gonna have to check this place out, Dave. We're gonna have to go down there and check it out, and I'm gonna report back in. Man sharpens man.
I've checked it out many times.
You're gonna take me there and sharpen me up. Show me this place. I didn't even know it existed. Studio Anatomy. It's got the
Studio
weirdest
Anatomy.
name. Why would I ever go in there? I do know the name. I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something doctory or some kind of art exhibit with guts or something. I didn't know what it was. Seriously, I had no.
It kind of is.
Kind of. Yeah, it is artsy.
Yeah,
It's artsy. It's just the weird. It's weird. That's a weird name.
yeah. So like, it's a recording studio, so a lot of people, record shit as they do in recording studio.
Well,
Jesus.
well, at least you're sharpening our audience up by pointing
Yeah.
out that they'll have you.
This is what a recording studio is, and
This is what they do, but it does. It's a place with one of the weirdest names I've ever heard.
if you pay attention, I'll do a demonstration on how to tie your shoe.
Yeah,
Just watch me.
yeah. Soon we'll be covering some very, very, very deep topics like that, like how to dress yourself in the morning. No, we'll get deeper, Dave. We gotta go do stuff. That's what I promised him. I told him we're gonna go to the next hash bash that like the one they had down in Clio, and we are gonna do a man sharpens man from a hash bash.
Hash bash.
Doesn't that sound like a lot of fun?
We could go to Pond Jam this weekend.
Oh, I think we ought to do that. Pond Jam is going to be a place with a lot of small town, local talent, and maybe we'll do a man sharpens man there.
I don't want to say exactly where it is because it's a campground and it's a very like awesome place, but it's.
I'm sure we don't
it's
need to
not
plug
illegal
Pond
or
Jam. We
anything.
don't need to plug
No,
Pond
there's
Jam.
gonna be enough people there.
Yeah, and if you don't know about it, you don't need to go, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
but
Don't worry
it's
about
a wonderful,
It's not that
wonderful
exclusive.
environment.
it. Yes,
I've done comedy there. It's so peaceful.
Pond Jam, huh?
Pond Jam.
Pond Jam it in your. Oh, you know what? Pond Jam. Listen to this. I was watching. Listen, this is the grossest thing ever. No, actually, this isn't. This is kind of a mind. Remember how I told you the Samurais were gay, Dave?
Yeah,
Did that disappoint you?
not really.
It disappointed me when I found out. Like, because I loved Samurais.
Samurai Jack made a lot more sense after that.
Well, yeah, it does. Samurai Jack. Samurai Reach Around. But, see, the thing is like, I felt very disappointed about the Samurai thing. And it's just like, you get shocked by stuff like that. And And I never knew Samurais was gay. So when I found out they was gay, it was a super disappointment to me.
Yeah, that is lame.
Hell yeah, it's lame. I mean, I'm sure they weren't, every single samurai wasn't gay, but there was a lot of gay samurais. You know what else there was back then? Listen to this. You want to know some other stuff they did back there? This is crazy. They called it a hemp assassin. Like a super rich mug. This is back in like the day of the samurai. Like a super rich motherfucker would like go out on the streets and kidnap a dude, right? Knock him out. Boom! And take him back and put him inside like a palace in a room with a bunch of fucking women and a bunch of drugs and a bunch of booze. And when the dude woke up, he'd have the women tell the guy that he had fucking died and went to heaven, right? And they would let him smoke all kinds of hemp. That's why they called them hemp assassins, because they would have weed there. They let them smoke weed. They'd have opium. They'd have all kinds of women.
All kinds of booze.
Yeah, can you see that? So let's just say you're walking down the street, Dave. Whack! You don't know what happened, but you wake up, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by women that are claiming to be virgins. They might even be virgins. Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
Virgins.
Right? It might be lamb blood. You don't know. But whatever. There's drugs everywhere. There's booze everywhere. It's a nonstop party for weeks. And then all of a sudden, one of the virgins or somebody comes to one of the guys or somebody in heaven, because they're telling you you're in heaven. That's the trick. They're telling you died and you went to heaven. And they give you all this drugs and all this good shit, and they tell you died and went to heaven. Well, then they come to you and they say, hey, we need you to go back to Earth and take care of some business, and they tell you who they need killed, basically. And then they slip you some shit in your tea to make you pass out. Well, then you wake up back on the street, and you're like, where the fuck is all the virgins and drugs that I just had? You know, all the good shit.
I got sent back to Earth.
I got sent back to Earth for my mission. I need to go kill this guy, and it doesn't matter if I get killed in the process, because I'll end up back in... That's how gullible they used to be. And they would do that shit. They would, like, go kill someone, hoping to get back into heaven. I mean, they never got back into heaven. That's the trick. It was just a trick to get people to kill for you. Rich people would do that. I heard about that.
I don't know if I could... I don't know. That wouldn't work today.
No, that wouldn't work at all today. We're not gullible enough.
No, because...
But as a peasant, put yourself in a peasant mind.
Because you'd be in a room with all these drugs and alcohol, and eventually you have to go piss. You have to go piss.
You know they had it set up with a bathroom. There was a bathroom in there. Or a tub you could piss in when you were taking a big lavish bath.
Bucket.
I never pee in the tub. I do pee in the shower. And you know what? I was vindicated the other day. My whole life I've peed in the shower. I don't brag that I pee in the shower, but now I do, because the other day I was vindicated.
Makes sense.
Well, the other day they said the stat is the amount of water you should save. You're like a fucking eco-warrior by peeing in the shower, basically. Like, you are saving the earth by pissing in the shower. You're doing a good thing.
God bless America.
God bless America. And eco-warriors. People are going into that natural shit nowadays. They like that, like, just living off the edge, primitive living. Yeah, living off the grid type stuff. That Man versus Wild. You know that Man versus Wild was fake? That's another mindfuck I had to deal with. I know, but I didn't believe it was fake when I was watching it. Listen, I watched the episode one time. Gross it, like at the time. See, this is what pisses me off. I thought, at the time, I let what I see on Man versus Wild become the grossest thing I ever seen. Before that, I had a thing. I don't remember what it was now because I wiped it from my memory. I used to have the grossest thing I ever seen, but now Man versus Wild.
Now you have made up reality
Now I have a fake lie as the grossest thing I've ever seen, and until I see a new gross thing, I'm stuck there. Because what he did was he was out on a little boat.
Drink his own pee.
No, that's not that gross. I could probably drink my own pee. I don't want to, but if you offered me $50 for a little sip, I would do it.
Oh shit, yeah.
But to jug a whole bottle, what would you do to jug a whole bottle? Like $100? Like, we're poor. Like $100 might get me to drink a whole.
Maybe.
Like especially if I didn't have to pee that bad. But anyhow, he's out on a boat and he's out of water. So he goes up on these rocks and he finds this water that's all full of bird shit and he puts it in a 2-liter bottle. Like, he scoops it up because he had found this plastic bottle in a hose. I really believed the shit at the time that he had found a little piece of hose. Oh, the hose came off like a snowmobile. It was like a gas line or something. So he takes this 2-liter bottle, puts the hose on it, fills it up with this bird shit water, and he says he can't drink it because it'll make him throw up and be more dehydrated. So he gives himself a fucking enema, with fucking bird shit water. So he sticks the hose in his butt, hangs the 2-liter bottle up, and he lets the gravity-fed enema of bird shit water into his butt to soak up the water. And at the time, I believed that was really happening Because it looked really real, and everyone said the shit was real.
Yeah.
And now it's fake.
Damn.
See why once in a while I'm a conspiracy theorist? Because look at that shit. Yeah, we have to be. You have to be a little bit skeptical. Hopefully you guys are a little bit skeptical of us, and you just don't take everything we say. Hopefully you start writing in. We need some people to write in. Write in. Tell us some shit. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us your curiosities. Me and Dave will go do some shit. You want us to take mushrooms and record a show? Tell us. You want us to go to the Grand Canyon and base jump? Dave will do that, and I will record a show about it.
And we'll have video by then too.
Yeah, because we got some dudes, like, we got people coming on. The video will be coming soon. I told a couple people about this. I got more than one thing that says, I don't know what's wrong with my computer. Like some of my older family, they're like, the screen is just black. It's like, I told you it's an audio podcast, Grandma.
What's that mean?
I should have never, like, my grandma's like, what have you been doing? And I told her, and I should have never done that, Dave. Because she wanted to hear it, so I told her. You got to be proud of what you do, even if it's to your grandma.
It's the same thing in the comedy world.
Even if you
know?
say fag and bitch and nigga once in a while, even though I, not a racist way, but your grandma doesn't understand that a joke and get it in context, and she's like, you said nigger on the show, you're so racist. It's like, no, I'm not, Grandma.
Any family gathering as a comedian is like the absolute worst. Because I've been doing comedy for like 5 years or so. I'm not saying I'm a professional, I'm far from, but, I understand a little bit of the game. I've been around a while, I've made a couple bucks off it. I've produced a lot of shows, I've ran an open mic for nearly 3 years, successfully.
Podcast is on the list now.
Podcast, done some acting, done some, like, sketch shit. I've done a little improv.
You've done a lot of sketchy shit since I've met you, but you've done it with me. But it's been with me, so I trust you.
Family gatherings, family reunions, funerals, they're the fucking worst when you do comedy. I was at a funeral one time, and one of my aunts, I don't even think she was my aunt, I think she was just like a lady who was married to my uncle and just like stuck around the family, and a friend of the family, so she's like, hey, I heard you do that comedian stuff.
So she was like a groupie, a family groupie?
Yeah, she was like a family groupie, yeah. Getting that free turkey sandwich at the funeral.
Hell yeah.
Fucking bitch! But I was at the funeral, and she goes, I hear you do that comedy stuff. I go, yeah. And she says, I don't find many things funny. Make me laugh. Like,
did you tickle
we're
her?
in the funeral home.
You got to tickle people like that, I find. That's the only way.
And I told her, I said, no. And she looked at me all like, stepped back. She's like, why? I'm like, well, what do you do? She's like, I'm retired. And I said, well, what did you do? She's like, I was an inspector or something. I don't know what the fuck she said. And I told her, I said...
It's probably Inspector Gadget. He probably got a sex change.
Some union shit, But, so she's like, I was an inspector. I was like, okay. So imagine you, if you were working, back in the day, one of your family members dies and you're trying to grieve their loss, and someone says, hey, inspect your dead grandmother's body, you bitch. It's not fun. And then, because all my family lives in Indiana, so we had to stay with family members all the time. And of course, like the nighttime, they'd be like, oh, you're on YouTube. Let's go watch these videos. And it's the worst watching your videos. And
oh, so they're trying to watch your comedy videos during a grievance process.
Well, I mean, just anything. Whenever I see my family, it's just like, ooh, we gotta watch you on YouTube with you in the room.
Yeah, I think part of the problem with comedy and family is it's like easy to like kind of accidentally insult your family a little. Whereas they say take it that way. They're like, oh, they don't see the comedy in it when it's about them.
People are thin-skinned.
That's why I like you, Dave, because I can call you bitch. Like my homeboy Rivera, like I was telling you.
Rivera.
Yeah. My homeboy bitch Rivera. If you're listening, if we get famous enough, Rivera, can't remember, that was your last name too. I don't know your first name, bitch. You remember me though, Little John. You remember me. I'm state raised on this show though, but you remember Little John Rivera. When I was in prison, Dave, this homeboy, this guy Rivera, one day was talking shit. Me and him always talk shit to each other in the kitchen, right? One day, we were talking shit and I slipped and I called him a bitch. In prison, when you call someone a bitch, that's pretty much where you stop talking. Yeah, you stop talking and start fighting at that point, lots of times. So I was like, oh shit, I just called this guy a bitch on accident. Like, we've called each other a lot of things, but never a bitch. You know what he did? He
What
came and
did he-
fucking hugged me, Dave. He
Oh.
came and hugged me. And he was so happy. He's like, oh, I can't believe I have a good friend
I
that's...
found my prison, bitch.
Yep, he
My
knew that
prison
we
bitch.
were good enough friends that we could call each other bitch. And that's important, being good enough friends that you call each other bitch.
What a heartwarming story for you, audience.
Yeah, that's heartwarming for you. Heartwarming.
It's a
You bitches.
good place to leave off for now.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this thing up and tell these
You know.
bitches bye for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got 45 minutes. I'm glad that it's Friday. TGIF. Tune
Hey,
back in on Monday. You got
if
anything
you-
to plug this weekend?
If you can make it out on Monday, Labor Day, after I walk the Mackinac Bridge, I gotta get back to Traverse City, Michigan for Rotten Cherries Comedy Open Mic at the Workshop Brewing Company at 8 p.m. And also, I think Thursday the 8th, at the Parlor in Traverse City. There's also some more stand-up comedy.
I might fuck around and join you on Monday night. Maybe strap my little nuts on if there's a spot for me. Who knows?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to come out to one of your open mics. I've just been kind of scared. Maybe I'll have a few drinks, loosen my asshole, and come do it.
Yeah, they have beer there.
And do I get a free beer if I do something?
If you perform, yeah, you get a free beer.
Holy shit! My first thing could be paid. All right, if I do it, we're gonna record it, Dave. We're gonna not record me, but we'll record afterwards, and we'll talk about how shitty I was for my very first ever thing. Dave's gonna bust my stand-up cherry.
Oh boy.
I wonder how many people lose their virginity standing up. What position sexually were you in? Well, what position do you want to be sexually when you finally lose your virginity, Dave? No, I'm sure Dave has had at least one piece. Do you remember the position you assumed for your very first piece?
I don't even fucking. I think we were laying down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet you not a lot of, like, the stand-up is a real professional move. I bet you not a lot of cherries are busted with a stand-up, because that would mean that the woman would have to be a pretty virgin and the man would have to have quite a bit of experience, basically. I bet it happens sometimes. I bet you're kind of scared, though. That's a scary move.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have
Virgins
to
are
be standing
scared.
up. You know,
Virgins
she could
are
be
scared.
like on the counter and you can be standing up.
Not if you're 4 foot tall like me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not 4 foot tall. I'm exaggerating. It's a joke. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I remember my first position was definitely missionary. That was definitely the virgin position, virgin busting position. But that's what we're going to leave off on, Dave. We're going to leave off on what position did you bang first? So write me, mansharpensman77, gmail.com. Leave a comment in the comment section.
Drop a thumbs up on this vidya.
Hell yeah, drop a thumbs up your ass. Well, no, but tell us what your first sexual position was when you got your cherry, man or woman. Men have a metaphoric cherry, and some women I think have a literal cherry. I don't know how that works, but whether it was a metaphoric or literal cherry.
Hymen. It's the
Yeah.
hymen. Just,
And if you're a gay man,
we're
it's
not
your
all
B
stupid.
hymen.
It's the hymen.
If you're a gay man, it's your B hymen. So whenever you had your B hymen busted, tell us what your sexual position was, and that would be pretty good. Just write in and let us know, and we'll talk about it next week. We won't mention your name, we promise. All right, Dave, let's wrap this motherfucker up.
Get out of here.
Peace, pot, and microdot.
Bye.